crazy, I think is the word.
Yes.
Oh, I think everyone, I think we have our first guest. Are we ready?
Backstage.
Nick, look, you look so excited, mate. You look so excited. Should we get him on? Or
Get him
her?
on.
Or her?
Or her.
Who knows? Should we get him on?
Let's get him on.
Let's go.
Hey.
Yeah, hello.
How are we doing? Thanks for
How you
coming
doing,
on,
mate?
Yeah, it's good to see you boys. I was just listening beforehand, so
good weekend.
Yeah, weekend's been all right, mate. It's been all right. Fairly chill. Just finished recording the St Geeks podcast. Just started editing it, but yeah, got a bit of work to do on it yet. But other than that, not too bad. What about you two?
Just chilling, mate. Like today, I've literally done nothing but watch track.
Yeah,
it's been great.
The best weekends. The trouble is, at the minute, I'm feeling like the working week is quite hard, and then now because I've obviously got the newborn. Well, she's like nearly 3 months old now. Like the weekends are almost harder work than the weekdays.
Yeah.
Like, I look forward to like Monday. It's almost like, I could just chill out in front of the laptop and like shut the door and just chill out a bit, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think mine's just taking the girls to casual walks to a park that we've been a million times and trying to entertain them, take them outside, because I think just keeping them inside, they'll just batter each other.
So crazy, mate. Yeah. So crazy.
We were indoors all day Saturday, and the wife's like, tomorrow we are going out. So I don't know where, but we're going out. So we went for a walk by the river. We killed quite a bit of time, actually. So it went too bad.
Nice. Cool. So we've got you on. We want to ask you some movie questions and get to know you a bit more.
Sounds good.
So, Anthony, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So we're gonna ask maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 questions. Okay. We won't go into too much detail unless obviously you want to go into detail. It's completely up to you. But we'll fire off with the first one. Just get a kind of feel for what you like in general. What is your favorite genre of movie?
I probably it's a bit cliche, but you know what, depends what mood you're in. Like sometimes I love a mindless action when I just want to zonk out, where the sort of film where this is not a good film, but you enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like this is exactly what I'm looking for. Like the other night I watched, I'd seen it before, but I watched London Has Fallen.
Oh yeah.
I'd recorded it when it was on TV, and then the other night I just started watching it, and it's not a good film, but sometimes that's exactly what you want. You just want to zone out. It was like Friday night, Saturday night, I can't remember. So I do like action films, but then I do quite like a sort of drama thriller type thing. Yeah, so there's a bit of drama, but there's a bit of suspense to it as well. So that sort of thing, probably.
You like something that makes you have to think a little bit with a bit of a thriller.
Yeah, I watched recently. Was it called Daggers Out or something? The one that's on Amazon.
Knives Out.
Oh yeah,
really enjoyed that. Yeah, really enjoyed that. That was really clever. I really liked
that murder mystery feel about it.
Yeah, obviously that was a bit sort of, that bit was serious, but they're kind of quite fun. They made it a bit playful and they sort of worked with it, and that worked really well. But yeah, I quite like, if it's, I'm not into kind of period dramas, but I don't mind like a drama if there's something to it, either a bit of action or a bit of suspense, a bit of thriller. So yeah, that's kind of probably what I'm at, really.
Awesome.
Cool.
Nick, I'll leave it to you now, mate.
Right, okay, so next one. Get my things. Okay, so
you boys have got the little pop-up on the screen.
Yeah. Get prepared. Okay, so who is your favorite actor or actress?
This is an easy one for me. I love Denzel Washington.
Oh, Denzel.
I just think he's just an absolute fucking legend. Like,
what's your favorite film of Denzel's?
My favorite film of Denzel's is not a critically acclaimed film, but it's probably one of my favorite films of all time, and it is Man on Fire.
Oh, mate, so good.
It's so good, but it did not get the response it should have. I think for me, it's brilliant. Like, he's really good. Like, I've seen that film.
It's great as well.
Yeah,
I've literally seen that film probably more than 10 times, I reckon. And the first 4 or 5 times I watched it, I cried at the end. Like still,
Mhm.
even
And
though
always gets
it's
me.
just so
Always.
gets me. It's like, oh my god, I can't. And I know it's coming. I'm like choking. I'm like, oh god. It's so yeah, probably that Man on Fire I think is just brilliant. I did make a pledge once to try and watch every one of his films, but I've never done it. I've watched a lot. Any new ones come out, I'd normally watch them. I just think he's an absolute fucking legend. To be honest.
Mhm. He's unrelentlessly brutal in that movie as well. Like he's just balls to the wall crazy.
Just for me,
brilliant.
that film is again, it's kind of got everything because it's got some real. It's quite a good story plot. It's got some sort of full on action, like you say, but it's quite the drama and the.
We have, he's frozen.
He is
Am I back?
frozen. Oh, there
Are
we
you
go.
back?
My
You
internet's
can, I
being
can,
silly
I can
buggers.
hear you.
Am I here?
We can hear you.
We'll
my
refresh
God.
your screen.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
We're having
it's
some
going
slight
shady.
technical.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. He's back.
We're back.
He's
There
back.
we go. It might be me. This is the second live I've ever done, and the one with Tony in today is the 2 days I seem to be having internet, but I think it's because there's a storm or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it always
it
happens
is
to me,
raining.
so.
But normally my internet's pretty rock solid. I've got like an 80 meg download, but yet every time I want to do a live, something happens. Yeah, but Man on Fire for me is brilliant. It's just got everything that I want. Like it's just got different elements. I think the direction's really good. I think Tony Scott's done brilliant direction on it as well. So
Yeah. Cool. So, what is your favorite childhood movie?
oh shit, that's a good question. you know what? I might have to go with on this. The Goonies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, gotta
The
be.
Goonies, it was just, it gave you that, like, you just thought, yes, I want to have an adventure. I want to be a Goonie. Do you know what I mean? I want to do that. I remember trying to set up like a booby trap, like Data and stuff. It was so cool. And obviously they were sort of young kids, so it made you think, oh, I could do that. Obviously I didn't leave my fucking hometown, but you know, it was like, yeah, I think the Goonies. And funny enough, my wife's 6 years younger than me, and she'd never seen the Goonies when we got together, so I made her watch it. I don't think she really appreciated it. But I was like, you've got to, like, there's certain films you just have to see, like,
Yeah.
And the Goonies is kind of one of them, I think.
Yeah, the sense of adventure and mystery in the Goonies is just great, and the comedy in it is actually even rewatching it after watching it. It was one of my favorite childhood movies as well. But rewatching it as an adult, I feel like you appreciate it in a much different way. But it's just as good, if not better, watching it with a different set of views and opinions on the world and things like that. It's just really, really good.
Yeah, I just love the Goonies. Just that whole adventure. Yeah, because I think when I was young, I quite liked those sort of things, and like Indiana Jones as well. Again, the adventure side. I think it was just that, it's quite cool, wasn't it? Quite exciting. So yeah, I think like that sort of probably Goonies I go for.
Awesome.
Cool. Next
Loving
question.
the choices so far, mate. Loving the choices so far.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh god, I'm under pressure.
Right. Okay. So, if you had a chance to have a dinner date with an actor or actress, who would it be, dead or alive?
Oh, I mean, I'd like to think I'd go Respectful and Co, some sort of acting hero like Denzel or something, but I'd probably go for a hot woman. But if I'm honest, yeah, probably. God, who would I go for? Oh shit, who play? Oh, I've got a name now. Who's the Aussie actress? Who played
Kylie Minogue in Street Fighter.
Yes. Street Fighter was such a dog shit film.
That's a perfect example of one of those bad films that you can't not watch.
I think the story of Chun-Li is Eve. Have you ever watched that? It was averaging
Oh my god,
like 3 or 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is so bad, it's laughable. It's got the guy from American Pie in it. He's in it, and he plays this really cheesy like cop, and it's almost spoof. It's horrendous. No, the Aussie actress I was thinking of was in God, I'm just not thinking of any names or movies or anything now. She was in. Oh fucking hell!
John says Barbara Windsor.
No.
Are you talking about Nicole Kidman?
No, I'm gonna Google it now. This is fucking awkward, isn't it?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yes,
Margot Robbie.
yes.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie. Yeah, I think
Amazing.
she's a babe, but she actually seems really sound as well. I think you could probably have a good chat with her and stuff. So yeah,
I think she'll be a good laugh as well.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
I like
she was
her.
in. She had a little short in The Big Short, the movie The Big Short.
Not seen that.
Have you not? It's great. It's a true story. But it's really good, and they have there's segments where they explain kind of legal procedures, but in a really kind of dumbed down way, and they get celebrities or they get actresses and actors to do it, and she does it. And her comedy in it her comedic value in it is really, really good as well. So I think that she'd be a good person to just have a chat with.
What did you guys think to the film she did with? Oh God, I can't think of any films names or anything at the minute. But the one with the Joker, etc.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. What did you think to that?
The film or her?
Both.
Okay, so the film, it wasn't good. It wasn't, but that's a very complex question there, Steve. But the film wasn't good because of the way that it was edited and the way that it all came out and the problems with the studio. But one of the best things about the movie for me was her portrayal of Harley Quinn. I think she was great at it. So much so that obviously they took her on for Birds of Prey, even though that was a terrible, terrible, awful film. And she's going to be in the new Suicide Squad movie as Harley Quinn as well. So the studio have got enough faith in her that she did a good enough job, and I think that she portrayed Harley Quinn really, really well as well. It's very believable that is Harley Quinn rather than just Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
The thing is, I wouldn't say that was a great film, but I think sometimes when you go into a film, it's your level of expectation. So my expectations were really low because I saw it sort of late. I wasn't one of the early sort of adopters. So my expectations were so low. I went in thinking this is going to be dog shit. And I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I wouldn't say it was a great film, but again, a bit of minus action. I kind of enjoyed it for that. I like it. I wouldn't say, oh, it's a great film and give it a great score per se, but I quite enjoyed it. But yeah,
it's very much a take your brain out kind of film.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're looking for, then yeah, great. Absolutely.
But she is so hot in that film as well, but I digress.
She is. It's amazing.
Cool. So the next question is, when was the last time you went to the cinema and what was it that you went to see?
God, shit in hell. I couldn't even tell you, mate. It would have definitely been it would have been a kid's film. I don't know what. It would have been. I would have taken the boy. I think we probably all went. It's because the thing is, I used to be a proper hardcore movie buff. So I had Love Film back in the day where they used to send DVDs through the post before streaming.
Love Film.
Yeah. And then we had, again, before kids, we had unlimited cinema cards. I had one for ever. I was one of the first people. So we used to go at least once a week. One night a week was movie night, and then we'd normally get one or two of it. So we pretty much saw everything. That all went to shit when we had kids because it was just no chance. Yeah. So now it's when I go to the movie, it's normally to see a kids film, and I see it as an opportunity to have a little nap. So I normally sometimes start watching. I remember we went and saw. I couldn't tell you what it would have been. We saw the last How to Train Your Dragon. I remember seeing that, the third one, I think it was, which was a great film. Yeah, I did stay awake for that one. So it might have been that. I think one of the last films I went to see. I did go to see a film with my mate. What did we go and see? I went to see the new Hellboy film.
Oh God,
the new one, which was awful.
That was horrendous.
That was bad. I went on my own to see that. It was just a bit of a scare.
I was going to do a review on it, and my review was going to be 2-second review, and it was just going to be don't watch it. That's it. I didn't put it up.
You couldn't even break that film down to sort of analyze it. It was just so bad. It really was bad. But me and my mate went and saw a film. I can't remember what. I think it would have been. It might have been the Marvel Avengers type. The last Avengers film was probably one of the last adult films I saw at the cinema. I think.
Cool.
Yeah, depressing. It's just depressing that I don't get to go anymore. But there we go.
Right, next one. Which film are you excited to see coming up? Is there a trailer or a film that you're looking forward to watching in the future?
God, I don't know. Because again, the trouble is I don't follow it as much now like I used to. Like when we had cinema cards, I'd be like, right, what we see next? Oh, that's coming out. I used to know almost like the release dates, be like, oh, that's coming out 28th of May. I'm going to be. But now I almost consciously don't because it sort of depresses me. Because if I follow it, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get to see that. I'm not going to get to do that. Like, it's probably the same reason I shouldn't watch porn really, because I don't get to do any of that anymore. So,
what do you think the new Bond then is that something that would excite you?
Defo. I tell you what, I've got a semi for actually is the new Top Gun movie.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
so excited for that, and they keep stalling that. I'm gutted. I'm just proper excited for it. Again, I don't know if it's like kind of like the question you asked earlier about like the childhood movies. Like Top Gun was just such a cool film. Like I loved it. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And Tom Cruise just doesn't age. Like in the trailer, you're like, what the fuck? You look like 5 years older than the last film. Like what the fuck?
And he'd be flying the planes as well.
Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
So yeah, new Top Gun film, defo is something I'm excited for.
Cool. And then our last and final question would be: we know what your childhood favorite movie is. Now we know what your genre, your favorite actor. What is your all-time favorite movie?
Well, I sort of leaked this. I gave it away earlier. I probably would say Man on Fire, to be honest. Like, it's just... I like the fact that it's not too obvious, but for me, it's got all elements. I just think it's brilliant. And the ending, I was just, like I say, it used to just choke me up every time. And it was one of those films that I always would get people to watch, like if they're not seen it, or like I remember even having like a date come around, like it was like an internet date. It was before Tinder. It was like fucking, what was it? I can't even remember what the dating app was, but a girl come around, like a woman come around my house, and I'd like cook for her and stuff, like showing up. And we like wanted to watch film. I was like, "You not seen Man on Fire? We're watching it." I was like, I'm stuck on Man on Fire.
Get Denzel on.
Yeah. It's a great safe movie to watch though, because it's almost impossible to hate that movie.
Yeah, but then it's not got that many great reviews. If you read the reviews of it on like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, it's not that like. There's some positive reviews, but there's a lot of kind of negatives. They say it's a bit like minor, like the violence and everything, but it's got some great quotable lines as well. Like there's just some brilliant lines, like where he's about to like blow up that car, and those people kind of go, "Oh, you know, the God teaches forgiveness or whatever, or the religion teaches forgiveness," and he says, "Oh, forgiveness is between them and God. I just arranged the meeting," like stuff like that. It's just such a cool line. And then where the other guy says, "Oh, Creasy's art is death, and he's about to paint his greatest masterpiece," or something. It was just like it's so many like cheesy but great lines in it. It's just. It's lines that we use in everyday life, mate. It's like I've used that quote 3 times today, so it's very relatable. It's very relatable. In my working life. Yeah, sales is my art, and I'm about to paint my greatest masterpiece. I'm gonna say that to my boss the next time I'm trying to do this out, but yeah. Out of interest, you've probably discussed this before, but what are your favourite movies of all time?
My favourite movie of all time is Jaws.
Really?
Jaws is it's one of those that I watched as a kid. I couldn't get away from, and I used to literally. I think there was a point where I watch it every day, and that's probably more telling about me as a child than it is anything. Watching a movie about a killer shark and some graphic things in it, but I love that movie. I think it's a master. There's some of the scenes in it, and what again, as we talked about before, watching it as an adult, I can appreciate it so much more from an acting level and a directing level, and some of the monologue by Quint in it is just incredible. And I could never get bored of watching it.
I think mine changes every time someone asks me. So I'd say mine currently is Heat.
Heat,
yeah,
such a good film.
Yeah.
It's such a good film. That's a good shout. I remember
just the cast and everything is awesome.
Like everything about it is so long, but I remember I stumbled across Heat. Sorry, I'm probably eating into the next guest's time here, but I remember stumbling across Heat like it's just on TV, and I was like, I've never seen this before, and I saw it was like Pacino and I was like, I'll give it a watch. And I got totally engrossed. But the fight, because they do it so well that you don't know who you want to win. Like, you don't know who you want to come off, because you're sort of rooting for them both. You're kind of like, you want them to both. So like that final scene where there's like the chase off and they're kind of head to head, it's just so tense because you want them to both win. You don't know who's going to come out on top because they've set it up that either could, because you're rooting for them both. So I was genuinely tense. Like, it's like, oh my God, I was blown away by it. That's a good shout, that, mate. I need to watch that again.
Great film.
So good.
Well, Steve, we thank you very much for your time this evening. We feel like we've got to know you a little bit better, and we hope you've enjoyed your brief yet informative time with us.
Thanks for having me. Mate. I hope it's of use, and I look forward to seeing who else you've got and what other films crop up. So cool.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
I also need to go and pick out Kingdom. I was listening earlier and I've not watched it. I need to go
watch it. It's my favorite TV show. I love it.
I think mine's The Wire, but there we go. Cool. Right, cool. Well, cheers, guys.
Right,
thank you.
Thank you, mate.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
So we do have someone backstage, but this is someone who's part of our circle. So this isn't the next guest, but he's part of our little crew. Boom! It's Colin the Crab.
That was a really dodgy left hand.
Some sketchy green screen right there, fam. That's some sketchy green screen.
Like it.
So we should be getting our next guest coming in a moment.
Very soon.
Yeah, very soon. So how
you been, Dave? How you been?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
How's the stream?
Doing really well. That's why I'm a bit late. I was going to come in a bit earlier, but it's starting to take off. So did a good stream last night. Got like over 100 views. Had to change my boxes a couple of times because it's a scary game. Nick was watching it. Had another stream today. Pretty successful. So yeah, I'm just enjoying it. Yeah.
So we got Aaron. We got Caboose. How we doing?
Caboosey.
Lots of good comments. So who do you guys think is going to be our next guest?
Oh, we've got Alex Hudson says he's got bang, smells good, 3 out of 10.
Oh, doesn't smell as good as he thought then.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Was that the actual version or the interpretation, mate?
No, that was the actual. Yeah, on Fragrance Samples UK, it had the real version on there. So he popped on, made a cheeky purchase, and ruined his fantasy that bang is Uno. Oh, here we go.
We have our next guest.
Here he is.
Who do we think it is? Let me just sort out this layout a second. Hang on a sec, because we've got quite a few of us in. Right. That's not me being big-headed here, guys. Hang on, I'll sort it out a second. Right, who do we think it's going to be? 3, 2, 1.
Hi, guys.
Boom.
How's it going? We have the famous Matt Pocket Sense. How's it going, mate?
Oh, fantastic. I've been hanging about for ages waiting for Stephen to finish.
It looks like you're in a ship looking at the doors. All right.
It's my lab.
That's where he's making all the amazing fragrances. So I've got Purple Gourmand and Raspberry Vanilla next to me.
Oh, hail.
Oh, yes. Amazing stuff. How are we doing anyway, Matt? You okay?
Yeah, all good, man. Can't wait to get on and let you know what movies I like.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So as you've probably watched, we're going to go through the same questions with you as we did with Steve. So you may have had time to prep. Obviously not much time, but we'll go through and ask you the same question. So the first question, Matt, is what is your favorite genre of movie and why?
Probably, to be honest, I like drama movies mostly. I just find things that take a turn and a twist quite interesting. So thrillers, dramas, those types of movies.
Nice. Do you have like a particular film in that genre that you like?
I don't really know. I can't think, to be honest. I've noted down my questions from Steve, and you're changing it. I'm struggling.
Don't worry. We'll get to the ones where you can divulge all of your movie knowledge. Right, okay. This will be a better one for you. Who's your favourite actor?
Right, I've got two here. I've got Edward Norton,
Oh,
just because he was fascinating, and I found that every film he was in was an absolute banger. Early
Yeah.
days in his career. But all time, it's probably Anthony Hopkins.
oh,
Same
yeah.
sort of
Great
reason.
shout.
Yeah.
Same sort of reasons. Really good films that he's in, and he plays his parts really, really well.
Awesome shout. I'm surprised he doesn't come up more often for people's choices of like top actors. Yeah, I really like.
Everybody kind of thought, oh, Anthony Hopkins, you know, he was just too common. And people kind of always try and think of something a bit different, don't they?
Yeah. Really
Going
like.
back to Edward Norton, though, mate, I think one of my I only watched this earlier on this year, and I'm surprised it's taken me this long to watch it. But I watched a movie called Primal Fear with Edward Norton and Richard Gere. My God, that movie is incredible, and I can't believe that it's taken me 30 years of my life to watch that movie. It's incredible. I really enjoyed it. And Edward Norton is a beast in that movie.
Yeah,
I can totally understand why he's one of your faves, mate, because he's been in some absolute bangers.
It's a shame he didn't stay as Hulk. I thought he portrayed a brilliant Hulk as well, Edward Norton.
Yeah, I thought that. Well.
Yeah, I think he brought like a different style, like a bit of class to it. So yeah. You know, it's a good movie, like American History X as well. Like,
love American.
Like, amazing. Yeah.
Fight Club. Fight Club,
yeah.
mate. Fight Club is a banger.
Cool.
Matt, we'll go on to the next one. So, your favorite childhood movie?
There's so many, but I think Stand By Me. Stand By Me
Oh.
sticks out.
What a great movie.
I was just at that age where everything that they were doing seemed to be something that I would do. Obviously, not find a dead body, but you know, just go cutting about with your mates, some weird random places, camping out, telling stories. It was just a total coming of age, good film.
And that's one of those movies that's really relatable to you as that age as well. But it's also a really, really good movie to watch as an adult as well, to watch it from an adult's perspective. Because like some of the stuff that they got up to in that movie, it's kind of like, that's terrifying. That's like, how young were these children? And where were they going? And what were they doing? Like, it's terrifying. I love that movie. Really, really good movie.
There's just so many bits of it that you can go back and discuss years and years later, and they're still funny, they're still relatable. You know, just that's what I like about it. That's what I find is a good film.
Yeah,
you know, something that you can watch 30, 40 years later, and it's still good.
And I think the child actors are amazing in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saying how young they are and the sort of material that they've got to do on film is awesome.
Well, Will Wheaton's career just went crazy after that, didn't he? I mean, he was in Stand By Me, and then he goes on to The Big Bang Theory. I mean, how big do you get? You can't get much bigger than that, right?
Well, Vern
collapsed. Right. Next question. Dinner date. Who would you have a dinner date with, dead or alive? Actor or actress?
Got to be Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
she's got a few stories to tell.
Oh, I bet she has, mate. I bet she has.
Absolute.
That's all dealings with the mafia and all the rest.
Yeah. Presidents and all that malarkey. Oh yeah, great.
She did a lot of time with the Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack and all that kind of the mobster type celebrities as well, didn't she? So that would, like I said, I bet she does have a story or two to tell.
I'm surprised they haven't done a film on her life.
Yeah, think about it.
There's probably a lot of documentaries. There's probably a lot of adaptations of the life of Marilyn Monroe, mate. I bet there are a dime a dozen if you look for them.
Probably still a few people cutting about that are quite dangerous that don't want their names mentioned.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Me at all.
Okay, next question then. So, when was the last time you went to the cinema, and what did you watch?
Last time I went to the cinema was about 10, 15 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
I think it was to see Hard Candy.
Oh,
The worst part about it was I was on a date, so it was a bit awkward.
there you go, here's a little treat.
So,
Oh,
That's
classic.
have you seen that film? Have you seen Hard Candy?
No, I've not watched it. I've not watched it.
Don't.
Not watched it.
It's the paedophile one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a bad movie to watch as a date film.
It was one of those ones we turned up, we were going to go and see something else. That was full. And they said, oh, there's this new one out called Hard Candy. I was like, right, fine, let's just go with that. Then about 10 minutes into the film, I'm going, oh my God, get out of here.
Where's my date gone? Just gone to the toilet. Right.
Beam me up.
Next one. What film are you excited for? Any
Probably
future film?
Probably the new Godfather one.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I'm undecided about it. Like I can understand the appeal for it, but I've got reservations about its existence. Just because of what it is. Like you just don't really want. Like I get that it's diving into a different element of that movie, of the movie making process and stuff like that. But I just, some things you just want to be left unsaid, and I feel like it might spoil the experience of the movies for a couple of people. But yeah, I suppose that's just my opinion.
Is that the King Kong one? The next one?
The Godfather.
What you want?
King Kong.
Which one?
King Kong one?
No, didn't you say Godzilla?
Godfather.
No, Godfather. I was about to say that's a weird twist for the Godfather trilogy.
Yeah,
you see
Godfather.
this big,
I thought he was on
grin
like
with that hat
Godzilla,
on.
the King Kong one.
We're talking about making the Godfather, and King Kong rocks up.
I thought we should have done the third one. I thought that it was too far with the third one, so I didn't even know there was another one coming out.
No, it's not. It's not a Godfather
Yeah.
movie. It's a movie about the making of the Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Yeah, so you got it's people playing like Francis Ford Coppola and people like that, just like about how it all came about and stuff like that. So it'll be really interesting. But I think that with a movie and a movie series as prolific as The Godfather, a lot of the stuff that you see, you just see. You don't really necessarily want to know how it all came about and the hardships about how the movie came to pass. It's just, I don't know. I think a lot of people do want to see it, obviously.
That's pretty much why I've stopped watching a lot of films.
Yeah.
Because they're just remaking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I just want to keep... I don't want to watch remakes of things that I really enjoyed previously because it just ruins it.
Yeah.
It's like reading a good book and then watching a film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then our final question for you, mate. We obviously know what your childhood movie is, but what is your favorite movie of all time?
I've got two. I've got
Cool.
Pulp Fiction, for
Banger.
the darker kind of side, and then Big Lebowski,
Oh.
just because
Big
I love the guy's attitude.
I love his attitude. That's a great way of saying why I like this movie, because I love his attitude. His attitude is fantastic.
It's just totally chilled, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cutting about, going into the supermarket, paying for a pint of milk with your card, with your dressing gown on. That's how everybody should just be.
It's how we should all aspire to be, mate. It's how we all should aspire to be.
Definitely.
Well, Matt, thank you very much, mate. That's we threw out some great choices there, mate. So thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate you coming on, and we enjoyed having you on.
Head over to Pocket Sense.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
See you later, mate.
See ya. Bye.
Well, we will catch up with some of the comments in the chat. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're focusing on the questions for the guests, but we will catch up after the interviews are done. So we're halfway through. We're halfway through the interview sesh. And we do have the next guest already waiting like an eager beaver. So let's get them in. So, oh, there he is.
Oh, he's got his cake.
Ooh.
He's got his cake.
That's a late night donut.
Look at that.
Freedom allowed him to do this.
Do what I want on your one, can't I?
He's going to be making
It
a
is
right
the
mess.
walking merch, Tony from Fragdicted.
Oh, yes.
Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, mate. It's always
to
a
see you,
pleasure
mate.
to have you on.
So I'll stop eating my donut now. I'll finish that off. Give you my full attention.
How's your weekend been, mate? How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling much better. Feeling a little bit more back to myself. I'm getting out of breath a little bit. That's the only thing that's sort of sticking a little bit as I move around a lot. That's my excuse anyway. I took a walk to the shop and back, and I felt I was going to die. I got back and I'm like wheezing a little bit. But apart from that, I'm doing all right. Thank you.
Good.
Great
Great
to hear, mate.
stuff.
Great to hear.
This
How's
like
missing?
the third live stream of the day.
Yeah, I feel a bit tired now, to be honest. What am I doing in my life? If you said to me 5 years ago, or even a year ago, that I'm going to be doing live streams on YouTube, I'm going to do 3 in one day, I'd think you're a nutter.
Right, we'll kick start it then. So all the questions are going to be the same, mate. So if you've had time to prep, good on you. So the first question, as it has been, what is your favourite genre of movie?
I would say British gangster films.
Ooh.
I just love
Nice.
Snatch, Lock, Stock, Football
Snatch.
Factory.
Yes.
What was the recent one that's been on Prime as well? The Gentleman. Fantastic
yeah.
film.
Great
How
film.
good was Hugh Grant in that? Amazing.
Mate, it's really, really good in that. So it's fair to say you like a bit of Guy Ritchie then?
Definitely. Even things like Legends, though, with Tom Hardy. Love that. So
Yeah, a
anything
bit of,
gangster related. But
Rise
I
of
also
the
like a
Soldier.
good laugh. I would say comedy would be a close second. So things like, but I like sort of very slapstick comedy. So I like things like In Betweeners, the movie,
Yeah.
and things like Hangover and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I love. So if I want a good laugh, then I'll put something like that on.
Cool. Yeah. Hangover's like, it never fails. Especially the first one, it just never fails. Like whenever you watch it, you could watch it a million times and it'd still be hilariously funny. So yeah, totally on board with that. Have you got a favourite British gangster movie?
I would say probably Snatch. Probably Snatch.
Solid.
I think there's some great performance in that, but I thought actually Brad Pitt was fantastic. His Irish accent was actually very good. He was very believable. So, yeah, no, I would say probably Snatch, my favourite British gangster film.
Cool. Pressing the wrong one here. Right, okay, next one. Favorite actor or actress?
Now, this was actually quite easy for me. I was just jumping in the shower and I got to see Steve answer this, and I thought, oh, right. But I got there very quickly. Leonardo DiCaprio, I would say, is probably my favourite actor of all time. Couple of favourite movies: Shutter Island,
Great, brilliant movie.
Blood Diamond. But he's just been in so many good movies, and for such a long time now as well, hasn't he? He's just been at the top of his game for a long time. He never does anything like really action. I'd like to see him do something like that, but everything he does is just so well polished. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an injustice that he's only got Best Actor once.
I know.
That's just and the Revenant was really good. Film. No, and it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
The Revenant was really good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it's not his best film by far. By far, it's not his best film. No. But no, it's a solid choice. Solid choice, mate.
Great choice.
Where are we? Okay, yeah. So, childhood movie, favorite childhood movie.
Oh God, this is so difficult. I love Steve's answer. The Goonies, fantastic. Great memories of that. Great memories of things like Willy Wonka back in the day as well. The first one. Oh, fantastic movie. Get to watch that a lot now as well because Phoebe likes both of them. So
yeah.
And they're both great films, but the first one. But I was one of those 80s children that were allowed to watch films that were far too old for me, far too much violence. And I've got great memories of 80s action films. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I would say Commando.
Oh, yeah.
I lied.
Predator.
Yeah.
Running Man.
Just Arnie. Anything Arnie, mate. Anything Arnie.
Just don't make them anymore, do they? Just don't make it like that, you know.
No, they just don't.
And what 8-year-old would be allowed to watch those now? It's just like,
I'll tell you what, Dave, who's in the chat, we was when we was in, I think we were in primary school.
Oh yeah, I remember
I'd lent him Universal Soldier, and he'd got it out of his bag, and the teachers swooped him and surrounded him like, why are you watching these 18 films?
Yeah.
Like RoboCop. Can you imagine watching that as a 9-year-old?
RoboCop, mate. The scene where they shoot him all in RoboCop, like watching that as a child is traumatizing, but amazing at the same time.
That's what we did.
Explains why I'm a weird character now. Watching those films, to be honest. Oh, another film, just one more, Labyrinth.
Oh,
Weird film.
Very weird, but it sticks out for some reason.
By his bulge.
I shouldn't like that as a young child. I don't like it now, to be honest.
Scary bulge.
Well pointed out.
So the next one, Nick, is...
Next one is Dinner Date.
Dinner date.
So anyone dead or alive, actress or actress that you would have a dinner date with, or you'd love to sit down, have a little chat.
Oh dear. You know what? I think someone like Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I think going back to his early gangster films and the grit that he's got with that, but he's done some more light-hearted stuff since, so he can obviously have a laugh. I think he'd be a really interesting character to sit down and have a dinner date with. I wouldn't touch him, but I would like to have a chat. Like to have a chat with him, unless he was wearing the chrome.
Yeah, he'd be such
a bit of cheeky footsie under the table.
Yeah, I'll grab his bum if he wore that.
Cool. So next one. When was the last time you went to the cinema, and what did you see?
Right. This wasn't too long ago, before just pre-lockdown, I think. And I went to see 1917. 1917. I went to see that with Bex on a rare day off. And what a movie to see at the cinema.
Wonderful. Just great.
Just brilliant. It's on Amazon Prime now, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, go and watch it. But at the cinema, different experience altogether.
Yeah, I reviewed that and I couldn't get enough of it. I thought it was just such a well done movie in nearly every aspect. It was just really, really good.
Yeah, love that film. Brilliant.
Right, next one. Do you have a film that you're excited for coming up that you are looking forward to watch?
Yeah, I do. The only time I've ever been to the cinema on my own was to see Avatar. And I would quite happily go and see the next one on my own as well.
Yeah.
One thing I'm a little bit worried about was the best 3D movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Probably the best cinema experience I've ever had as well. I'm a little bit worried about with 3D's taking a bit of a dive, hasn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
Is the next one been done in 3D or not? I don't know.
I think Cameron wants to try to make it a 3D movie without the use of 3D glasses. He's really ambitious.
Yeah.
But Avatar was one of my biggest cinematic regrets because I never actually went to the cinema to see it because like it was so hyped. It was just like one of those things where I was just like, I don't want to do it because everyone is doing it. And I regret it every time that I watch it. I regret not seeing it in the cinema because everyone says the same thing. Everyone says the exact same thing you just said, like the greatest 3D or the greatest like cinema experience. But I'm pretty sure they'll probably show it again in the cinema before the second one comes out. But yeah, 3D will be an interesting one on that one, especially if he manages to pull off the elements of 3D without the use of 3D glasses. That would be wicked. But
I've seen Caboose's comment there. He says, "Oh, Avatar. You know what? It wasn't the greatest movie in the world, was it? I don't think
No,
it was.
not at all.
No.
But in terms of a cinema experience,
Yeah.
that would probably be my best.
Technically, it looked
It
amazing.
was something new, wasn't it? You went in there,
Yeah.
it was like an event to watch. I
Yeah.
watched it with you, Nick, didn't I? And it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
seeing them little things flying about, and just I think there was like a thing with a screen at the bottom, and it popped out, and I was like, wow. It was just so, yeah.
I think the fact that he's been working on it for so long as well.
Yeah.
It's been worked on for so long. It has to be good.
Yeah.
And everything Cameron has done has been big, hasn't it? And
yeah, he's a perfectionist, and I'm pretty sure that I've got confidence that he'll equal the greatness of the first. Maybe not in its revenue or anything like that, because it held the top spot for so long. I mean, obviously it's been knocked off its perch now, but I don't know if it will do revenue wise as good. But I think people will love it just as much. Cool. So then the final question, is, as it has been with everyone, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that was quick.
Whoa.
That was quick.
It's always been a favourite of mine. I just think it's timeless. I think it's just so timeless. You could watch it over and over and over again. It's just one of those movies, and you know what? It's rated IMDb #1 movie for #1 for how long now? And that's for good reason. It is just literally my favourite movie. I just think
Andy Dufresne was a quiet man. I love it. I love that. I love that movie. It's wicked.
brilliant.
Yeah.
But there's been some good ones, hasn't it? I mean, I like a movie that sticks out as well. We've discussed this a couple of times in the chat, but a couple of movies that really grab out, they disturb me a bit was, and I mentioned this to you guys, Eden Lake. Not my favourite movie of all time, but it was just disturbing. And my memory isn't very good. I don't remember a lot of what goes on in a lot of movies, but for whatever reason, I can remember every bit of it very vividly. And
it's
another
very
one,
disturbing, mate, that movie.
Another movie that done that for me was Harry Brown as well.
That's a good one.
That
Michael Caine.
Plan B's performance in that was just...
Yeah.
You know what? I watched that with my cousin who's a police officer, and for a living he was interviewing people, and he said watching this is exactly what it's like interviewing someone. They try and get under you, they try and rewind you up. They just say whatever they want to say. They threaten you. They say they know your family. They try all sorts. And he said how Plan B was in that interview with the female police officer and the male officer is exactly what people are like. And that frightened me a little bit. So that sticks with me a lot as well.
Yeah, it was a great film.
It's a good movie. Yep, it's a good movie. Well, we thank you for joining us tonight, mate. I know that obviously it's been a busy day for you, and we appreciate it very much.
That was fun. Thank you for having me on.
That's always a pleasure, mate. It's always a pleasure. So we'll say good evening. We hope you stay in the chat, but understand if you want to get a good night's sleep. So
get in that donut.
Yeah, get that donut in, mate.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon, mate.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Well, that's 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4, guys. We're cooking on gas here. We're running a little bit behind, but that's fine. The last guest is in the chat, poised and ready, and we'll get him on the stream now. Can anyone guess who it might be?
Boom! Shake the room.
Buzzer.
He's Dracula.
How you doing?
How's it going, mate?
Dracula.
Oh, Nick, you should have put the fire on your TV as well. You
I was about to say, yeah.
Could have been like, oh, my Harry's out.
In. How's it going, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good. Thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Good weekend?
Yeah, not bad. I've been working all weekend. So.
Oh, yeah.
This is the highlight of the weekend, then, obviously.
Well.
Sure. Why not?
Do I need to answer that one?
Cool. Well, I'll tell you what, mate. You've probably had the most time to prep out of everyone.
I have, but the problem is I have too many answers now. Each one.
Well, you are our last guest, so we could keep you on a little bit longer as well. So let's jump into it. So as everyone else started, we'll start with genre. What is your favourite genre and why?
It depends who I'm watching it with. I love to watch an edge of the seat thriller with the missus, but probably my favourite genre would be gangster films. Not so much the British gangster, but the American gangster.
All right.
and more the old school rather than the modern gangster.
Like the mobster kind of movies.
Yeah, but I also love to watch a war film, especially like World War II.
Yeah.
Any World War II war films come on, and I'm just totally interested in it.
Have you got a favorite World War? Have you got a favorite World War? Have you got a favorite World War?
Yeah, the first one. There's quite a few died in that one. Yeah, there's probably more died in that one. Yeah. My favourite bloody war. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan obviously stands out, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
I also love things like Band of Brothers, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, Band of Brothers is good.
Yeah, but obviously that's not a film.
No.
But I also like the epics as well. Whenever there's big epics, when I was talking about Avatar earlier, things like Dances with Wolves when that come out, stuff like that. All the big epics, I love them. Titanic even, I love that.
Oh, you softy, you.
Mate, it's Leonardo DiCaprio again, isn't it?
That's a special occasion film.
Yeah, that's it.
It's when he's making up.
I was only interested in that bit when she was being painted.
You like move down a little bit.
That's it.
Right. Okay. Next one. Favorite actor or actress?
Can only be one really. Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I like
Has
how
to
we've
be
had
Al
different.
Pacino.
I like how we've had different people from every single person here. Like no one's the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his beginnings, like the likes of Serpico and Scarface was amazing, as everybody knows. I mean, I've got a big canvas on the wall of Scarface. Then you got like things like Carlito's Way. I loved Carlito's Way, and he got a completely different look about him as well in Carlito's Way. Scent of the Woman, absolutely amazing standout performance. There's so many. Heat, he was really good in Heat, and what was that? Donnie Brasco. I thought it was brilliant. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Used to love it. There's so many different ways of saying forget about it.
There was a show he did in America. I think it was called Angels in America, and he was really good in that. Really good.
But even like his smaller roles, like Devil's Advocate, things like that, he was just
I was about to say that
out.
he's good in Devil's Advocate.
Oh, he just stand out. And even like his later ones, was it Insomnia, where he couldn't sleep? Just brilliant.
What did you think of The Irishman?
Not so much.
Yeah, I agree. So it's okay for what it was, but I think it was overhyped for everything that it was promised. Alex is a little bit concerned that your living room is on fire, obviously. And Caboose thinks your place looks really warm. So there you go.
Thank you.
So we'll move on to the next one. What's your favorite childhood movie?
I think I was not so bad as Tony, where he was like thrown with the violence, but it was more the epics at Christmas when I was growing up, being around like grandparents' house. So it was like all the musicals, some massive musicals like Seven Brides, Seven Brothers, West Side Story, that sort of thing. But I think the one that stands out for me, and it was an epic film as well, was Spartacus. Spartacus was amazing. It was like the rebels uprising. It was just brilliant, and it's just the way it gathered pace and more got together. It's probably because I used to play army and that with soldiers in my bedroom and stuff.
Isn't Spartacus like 15 hours long or something like that as well? Like
I think it's a good 2 hour plus movie.
Yeah,
maybe even 3 hours. It could be getting on. But even like things like Ben-Hur, that's the same sort of thing. Just
what about like
4 hours long, that one?
Stuff?
What? Sorry.
Clash of the Titans. Did you like all that?
Not really. No.
No, I didn't.
No.
Did you know Ben-Hur has the record for most extras in one movie? I think it's like something insane because of how because of like the vast scenes of all those people. They were like because there was no CG. Like
I reckon there was a lot of animals killed as well in that, wasn't there?
Yeah, but they it was the most extras ever used in a movie because they had to get, like, just loads of people.
The watch as well on this chariot.
yeah. Like
he's got his watch on.
That's not quite of the time period that we're looking for, but stylized choice.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. Dinner date.
Someone's already pinched it. For a woman, it would definitely be Marilyn Monroe.
Mm.
She was just amazing. But I think for a guy, I'd probably pick Richard Pryor.
That's a good choice.
Richard Pryor, absolutely hilarious. And one of my favourite films is See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Oh, love it. Love that film.
Stir Crazy as well. And Brewster's Millions, I love that. Where he got to get rid of all the money, and whatever he did, he just got more and more money. It's just amazing. But See No Evil, Hear No Evil, I think it was the first film that I just laughed so much.
Mm.
Great film. Great film.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman.
Yeah, I can remember all them films coming on when I was younger, like a lot of Gene Wilder films coming on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one, yeah, even today I still like that one, even though it's a bit dated.
It is dated, but it's still really fun.
In its day, though. In its day, it was...
Awesome film.
But he's also a stand-up comedian, isn't he? So you know it would be a really funny...
I think that what you find is a lot of stand-up comedians, when they move into the realms of acting, like a lot of the stuff that they do is improvised, just because they're naturally funny and they're naturally gifted with kind of like comedic timing and stuff like that.
That's it, yeah.
So they inject quite a lot of themselves into the movies, which why it's like you like it so much, because it's so much of them rather than just what they're being told to do.
Yeah, totally.
Which is you find that a lot with stand-up comedians, I find. Okay, next question. When was the last time you went to the cinema, and what was it that you saw?
It was the end of January, because the kids were taken to Panto by their grandparents. So we went to watch The Gentleman.
Good movie.
And a couple of days before, I'd actually gone with a father-in-law during the day to watch 1917. So those are the last two that I watched.
What did you think of The Gentleman?
Brilliant. I wasn't sure whether the missus was going to like it, especially the first 20 minutes, because it's just Hugh Grant in the room talking, isn't it? And I'm thinking, is it going to be like this all the way through? But as soon as the action started, and it was just comedy all the way. Hugh Grant plays a brilliant part.
I genuinely think that's my favourite Hugh Grant performance out of everything that I've seen him in. I really quite like Hugh Grant. I like the bumbling, stumbling kind of like idiot that he plays in quite a lot of stuff. I know that people kind of get annoyed by it. I quite like it, but I think that this is my favourite Hugh Grant performance of everything that I've seen. I loved him in it.
But there's so many good parts in that as well.
Yeah, they are.
It's just brilliant. I really loved it.
Charlie Hunnam quite surprised me in that one as well, because I don't think that he's got... He's
Sons
not
of Anarchy.
I mean, he's not that great in everything. I mean, look at Green Street, for example. Like, he's just... It's quite cringy when you watch it. But he was really quite good in that, especially in the scene where he's kind of like... He's just dominating that I think he's just in that like bit of a crack den, isn't he? And he's going in and explaining what's happening. He's like, he owns that room. I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
What film are you excited for coming up?
Well, probably, I'd say it was probably a toss-up between two. No Time to Die, because it's been hyped, and obviously it's the next Bond, and it was about to come out, so I was like really looking forward to going to watch it, and then obviously it was put off. Plus, I really like the Billie Eilish song that came along with it. But probably the main one is Candyman.
Mate.
Yeah.
Mate.
Never, ever am I going to say that 3 times into a mirror. No chance.
We're doing something later on in the stream about stuff that Candyman. It is a bit of a spoiler. Candyman is one of my choices for it, mate. The trailer for that looks fucking wicked.
Have you watched the original film?
Yeah, when I was younger, scared the crap out of me. Scared the crap out of me. It's like one of those things. It's like those urban legends where you'd never say Bloody Mary in front of a mirror. But yeah, when I saw Candyman, I was like, there is no way. Not even when I'm joking. Like, will I ever say that name 3 times? Ever?
I think just with the real bees and stuff like that, that was freaky, really freaky.
It's great. It's a great horror movie. Great horror movie. And then moving into the last one, mate. What is your favourite movie of all time?
Hey, can you put someone on the spot like that?
Oh,
that's just terrible. I don't know. Probably between 3 or 4. I'd say the 4 would probably be True Romance. I love True Romance, even though you bloody slated it.
I didn't slate it. I said it was good for its time. It's just yeah.
Pulp Fiction, obviously.
Great. Absolutely.
But I've actually watched that in order, so that's the
difference. Have you?
for me. Yeah, that's quite fun watching it in order.
How was it?
Well, I had to watch it in order so the missus could understand it. I hate these films that keep jumping backwards and forwards in time, and then she's like, "Well, is this before that bit, or is this after that bit?" Well, he's dead now, so it's got to be before, hasn't it? Legends of the Fall.
Okay.
Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. That was amazing when that first came out. Just kept watching that. And what's the other one now? It's another one that you haven't watched. Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, bit of Daniel Day.
You had to throw that one in there, didn't you? Throw a bit of shade.
Mate, the cinematography in Last of the Mohicans is amazing. And the musical score as well. You've just got to watch it just for the musical score.
I do. I will get round to watch it. Just like Casino, I will eventually get round to watching it. It took me a while to get Casino, and whilst I was bullied into it, I will get round to watching it. I'm just too lazy. If I'm being honest, mate, I'm just too lazy. But I will. But they're all great choices, mate. So out of those four, which one are you leaning to?
I don't know. Probably True Romance.
Cool.
Good choice. Good choice.
I mean, the scene with Dennis Hopper is one of the best scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love that scene.
It just builds and builds and builds. And then as soon as he knows he's going to die, he just goes off on a big rant. And he just puts them all in his place, knowing that he's going to die at the end of it.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
I love it. Like, you see this?
Yeah. Christopher Walken's an amazing actor as well, isn't he?
Yeah. He's and one of the I still can't get over. I still cannot get over. What's his name in it?
Gandolfini.
No. Oh my god, why have I lost his name?
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. I still can't get over Gary Oldman in it. Like when you told me that Gary Oldman was in it, I was expecting Gary Oldman, like just normal Gary Oldman. And then I see him, and I'm like, what on earth is that?
We got everything in here from Diddle-Eye Joe to Damn Defano.
He's great. Like, I just never expected it. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. And
Sound.
Thank you very much.
To the quiz.
Well, yes, we'll be coming up in a minute. Actually.
Sound. See
you later. Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Thank you, mate.
Wow. I feel like we've got to know each other a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
Sausage.
Sausage.